What's up, real MVPs? Ricky Widmer here, and welcome into another edition of MVP Games Live right here, either on twitch.tv/MVP vids, mouth puke, just coming out right now, or you're watching on MVP Entertainment on YouTube. I am joined, as I always am, by my beautiful co-host, Soapy Muffin.
Hi.
Soapy, I'm going to ask you the same question. So, if you guys watched MVP Sports Live today, this is going to be very similar of an intro, except Soapy knows what's coming because I've already talked to him about it last night. Soapy, I have one question for you. Does it bother you or make you upset or make you uncomfortable that I call you a beautiful co-host?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't really affect me.
It was brought to my attention that maybe I need to rethink some things because apparently in 2020, another man can't call another man beautiful. That's what I learned from yesterday to today.
Everyone's a hater.
Yeah. If you missed Sports Live and you're like, Ricky, what's going on? We had a comment that basically read, "Are they gay?" Talking about Dave and I. Why did the fat one call the other guy beautiful?
I will always love that. Literally, you say your names at the very beginning of it, and it's just always the fat one, the skinny one.
That's what Dave said. Dave's like, we literally say our names. It literally pops up on screen. I don't know, man. Reading and listening are hard, I guess.
Apparently.
So it comes down to. But yeah, it's just, I thought we lived in 2020, and a fucking man could call another man beautiful when he wanted to. But this is MVP Games Live, where Soapy and I talk about all the latest in the gaming news world. And before we get into things, we got to get to some housekeeping. Number one, Discord. Join the MVP Discord. It's a great kind of place for all the real MVPs to get together, talk about everything that we love. Gaming, TV, movies, sports, anything is going on in that Discord. Link either down below or this guy's already got to hit it up, ! Discord in the Twitch chat. Get you that link. Also, patreon.com/MVP vids is how you help support the channel. And you can do things like get content early. You can also do things like interact with the live shows. You can go ahead and do that. Patreon.com/MVP vids while helping and supporting the MVP channels. Last but not least, I already said it before, is that we are on Twitch every Monday through Friday. Twitch.tv/MVP vids. But we're also on YouTube, MVP Entertainment as well. So go sub and follow in those two places. But Soapy, let's start the show off proper with some Assassin's Creed Valhalla news, Soapy. Because it was tweeted out today via Assassins_UK, the Assassin's Creed UK account, that said this: Assassin's Creed Valhalla launches with Xbox Series X and S on the 10th of November 2020. Build the legend of a Viking raider on any console. Upgrade from Xbox One to Series X at no additional cost. And then it had a graphic that said Assassin's Creed Valhalla had the date of November 10th, and then under said Xbox X, Xbox S, Xbox One, PS4, Stadia, and PC. Here's the interesting snippet from this. I'm going to get your thoughts on this coming out first, but here's my interesting snippet of this. Notice how it says PlayStation 4 and not PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Oh, for a second I was like, did I lose Soapy?
No, I the way you ended that is I was like, oh, what am I supposed to fucking respond with? Like, yes, that's very profound.
And basically, it was just like they're not giving us anything. But I will ask you, what are your thoughts on this, Soapy? November 10th, boom, next gen, you get in Valhalla.
I'm fucking happy because whenever on September 22nd, when the pre-orders for Xbox open up, that's when I'm pre-ordering.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can already fucking put down $500 fucking dollars already. And then also have to put down another $200 for a new TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I gotta upgrade my TV because this bad boy and I don't think it's up to snuff.
You gotta get all the TV up to stuff so that it can play. You can get the most out of that Series X. But like with Assassin's Creed and Valhalla now coming out, is this the thing I thought of is like, is this going to I don't want to say save the Xbox launch, but like, what does this do in the next gen conversation that even we were having yesterday, where I know this guy says, yes, it doesn't say PS5, probably only as there is no release date. As soon as there's a release date, it'll show up on the date. And there's a thought of me that goes into the, well, does that mean PlayStation's also, like, is PlayStation also going to go on November 10th? Because now I feel like Xbox, before it was, oh, they don't have Halo, what's going to be their big title? Now it's like, yes, I know this is also on PlayStation, but unless PlayStation comes out before or on the 10th, this could be a big win for Xbox because people may go, hey, I want to play Valhalla on a next-gen console. Let me go ahead and get that Xbox.
Yeah, and I think I probably would say that this may be the biggest title on launch. I'd have to look at all the Xbox One X title launches because I honestly don't fucking remember.
Yeah.
But there's a very strong chance that this is the... Huh?
No, I'm good.
Where are you,
I'm good. I'm good. I saw my camera and I'm like, oh, I'm going to turn my camera off, turn it back on. Didn't mean to startle you there, Soaps.
Okay, yeah, I saw the thing start changing on my phone and I started freaking out. I'm like, come on, man, no.
No, you're good.
I don't
want to
fucking redo things.
We're still live. You good. You good.
But yeah, I'd have to check to the list again. It probably is going to be the largest title on launch because I think shortly after that is probably when we're getting Cyberpunk, if I remember correctly. Yes. So I think it's like, and also plus there's all the games that upgrade to next gen, whenever that launches. So I think there's going to be enough content on Xbox for people to be like, okay, yeah, like I'll upgrade. Like I don't think it's going to be a situation of where it's like, oh shit, there's not a single reason ever to upgrade. Like, especially because, I mean, there's going to be people who upgrade anyways. But especially because I think now with the two consoles, with it being 300 and 500, I think, like, they are heavily encouraging, hey, ditch that current poo-poo console and come to where the real big boys play.
Well, and, I mean, this guy even says, like, Valhalla has already announced that you'll get a free PS5 upgrade if you buy PS4. And, like, for the person like me, they're not going to sway me. I am not going to be swayed. I am a PlayStation pony through and through till the day I die. But I'm hoping this gen to maybe down the line get an Xbox as well. But what I was going to look at and kind of say is there going to be enough people that kind of sway over? If, like, and yet again, PlayStation has been silent. And there's a part of me that's like, do we get an announcement soon? I'm thinking we do, because we're going to talk about something else going on PlayStation Next Gen. That's kind of some new news, but like, there's a part of me that goes, you've got Assassin's Creed that comes out the 10th. You're right, Soapy. 9 days later on the 19th, we get Cyberpunk 2077 to where PlayStation can't miss that mark, to where I don't want to have to be playing Valhalla on my PS4 and then have to, like, move over to the PS5. Where in my mind, I could be like, well, Xbox is coming out the 10th. Why couldn't you come out also? Like, that's the thing. We don't know what's going on behind the doors with Sony. And I feel like the longer they're quiet, the more speculation we're going to have of, like, they're releasing around the same time, right? Like, we're not going to have something where Xbox releases on the 10th and then the PS5 doesn't release until after both Valhalla and Cyberpunk are both out to the masses.
Yeah. And especially I think it's Sony, I'm fully confident if Sony does not announce when their console's coming out, like this month or next month, like they'll basically just damn near make it a fucking, I'm trying to think of an example. I would probably say they at some point are going to make it drop before Black Friday, because that is something that, yeah, because that's like the big time to sell consoles. So, like, I think they're going to aim for that. If they miss that, I think then at that point, just delay it.
But how much of a that would be bad if they had to delay it and Xbox is already out? Because I agree with this guy. He says if they say PS5 launches on November 19th, no one will buy new Xbox just for ACV. And I get that. That I can be yeah, the PlayStation fans will not be hey, I have to go. It's not going to be that long of a wait. It's okay, I wait and I just get Cyberpunk and Assassin's Creed at the same time. But going to what you said, if they have to delay PlayStation 5, that would be a huge loss in my mind. Because the longer the Xbox is out, without the PlayStation being out, is just PlayStation losing money. Because I do think there is a pool of people that if you gave them, if it was Xbox is coming out in November, and even let's say PlayStation delays until December 25th, so around Christmas, there will be a small pool that say, fuck it, I don't want to wait that month. I don't want to wait that long. Or let's say they even delay it into 2021. I don't want to wait. I'll just go play Xbox. It doesn't matter where I play my games. There are people in that pool, but I just wonder, I also see things too of because we've got the Xbox Series X is going to be $499. We have that the S is going to be $299. There's already podcasts and articles that I see out there. It's did PlayStation or has PlayStation lost the, how do I want to put this? Lost the pricing war with Xbox. Because yet again, we don't know the price. We know the price of Xbox. We're assuming PlayStation 5 is going to be $499, but we don't know. Yet again, it's all speculation. It's all of the I don't know, and I hate being in that, but it's just one of what is Sony's plan here? And are they being, I don't want to say cautious, but are they sitting back at a time when they shouldn't be sitting back?
It's I just want to talk about this guy. Gran Turismo 7 is absolute shit compared to Forza Horizon. So
okay.
If you buy a console for a racing game, that's your choice. But I'll be brutally honest.
Unless it's
none
juiced.
of the PlayStation. None of the PlayStation exclusives make me want to buy a PlayStation.
If Xbox was yo, we got juiced and it's exclusive, that may be enough. I said I'm a PlayStation pony, but that may be enough to say, all right, it's been good PlayStation, but we go and play some Juiced. If they said Juiced 4 or Juiced 3 or the new Juiced game is coming out, we're revamping the series, that may be enough. But I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, I'll bring it in because it's also it's relevant to this too. We've got news of new box art also for the PlayStation 5. So it's we have something with PlayStation, just not a release date. And the games on this new box art, this guy mentioned one of them, Gran Turismo 7. We also have Demon Souls, Sackboy, A Big Adventure, Returnal, and then Destruction All-Stars. Yet again, most of these, except for Demon Souls, maybe Sackboy for some people, might be oh, cool, these are some cool launch titles. But most of them just seem to me the normal, all right, it's a launch title I may play until Cyberpunk comes out. But yet again, when is the PlayStation going to come out? What are your thoughts on these revealed box arts? And do they, for the PlayStation, I know they're not going to sway you, Soapy, because you're going to get an Xbox, but do they have any weight when it comes to Xbox versus PlayStation?
I mean, once again, the only one that I care about in that entire list is Demon Souls. And that's just because I love the Soul series.
Okay.
But even at that, I've played Demon Souls before. I don't need to play it again.
Yeah, I mean, is it gonna? And that's the thing. Is it just gonna be a rebranded version where it's oh, it's the same game, but it's on next gen?
Yeah, well, I mean, because Demon Souls is a really old fucking game, so it's a complete remaster.
Okay.
Because it's kind of the same path they took with Dark Souls 1.
Mm-hmm.
Where Dark Souls 1, I mean, obviously they didn't really change much about it. They just made it graphical updates, and the consoles could run it without it chugging, because how poorly optimized Dark Souls 1 was. So Demon Souls is basically just a remaster of that. But even that, I don't need to play the remaster when I've already played the game before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like none of these games really catch my eye, and obviously I'm not trying to sound like a PlayStation hater.
It's just
like
you're an Xbox guy, and that's what catches your eye. What you are as I punch my microphone. That's just like
frustration.
That's just like where you go to where, like, with me, PlayStation is mine. It's once you're loyal to that like company. It is kind of like that. It's once you're loyal and you're happy with it, it's very hard to get some people to uproot and just switch over. But it's all about, and I'm talking about that middle ground. The middle ground. How is that middle ground going to sway with next gen? This could all be moot because it could be a kind of sense of, oh, PlayStation comes out on the 19th. We were all talking for nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it depends. I think Sony should probably start getting the press rolling and everything with it. Because obviously it's you don't want to fall too far behind marketing. Obviously, like I've always said, PlayStation will always outsell Xbox because it's just the fact that sorry, I turned on my fucking stream and I could hear it in my ear and my brain just started melting.
You good.
But it's because, it's always sold better globally. But I think it's one of those things of like, if they want to secure the American market, you need to start advertising now.
Yeah.
Like, it's when people already know the Xbox One S is definitely going to be the most affordable. Unless a fucking Sony just comes out of nowhere and like, hey, Xbox isn't the only one dropping too, and they fucking drop too.
I feel like they have to.
That's the only time I could see they could change.
I feel like they have. My heart of hearts feels like November 10th, November 19th. Like, I would be shocked if PlayStation comes out after Cyberpunk. I would be shocked if the PS5 comes out after Cyberpunk.
I mean, I think Sony's going to try to push it to where they come out the same day as the Xbox. Like, I think it's just my whole thing right now is they need to start letting people know that, because like I've seen, for instance, I saw one thing of where it was like Xbox, I think it was Xbox, or it was someone who worked for Xbox put out like the specs for the console.
Yeah.
And people saw it and they were like, "Oh shit, like this looks better than the PlayStation." Like, do I change?
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is, it has always been the Xbox is the more powerful console, but the PlayStation has better games. That is always what it has been.
Yeah. PlayStation's had the exclusives.
Yeah, they've had the exclusives, which even at that, like I've said before, there are very few exclusives that have made me want to buy PlayStation. Last of Us was one of them. God of War's the other. And that's really it.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, it's on the other side. The exclusives that are out there, those are the ones I want. Like Spider-Man. I really want to play Spider-Man to the point of it would be hard to drive me away from a PlayStation because of how much I love that game. MLB The Show, which I know now starting next year is going to be on both Xbox and Switch, so that's no longer like an exclusive. But like the Crash Bandicoot games, I think of Last of Us is a PlayStation exclusive, right? Am I thinking of that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Last of Us, Uncharted, like there's enough games that have kept me to where it's like I have not been a big, like the last Halo I played was what, Halo 2? I think Halo 2 was the last one that I played before I just dropped off. Never got into Gears of War because I was fully over on PlayStation by the time Gears came out. However, Gears
Gears is better than Last of Us anyway, so.
Gears was one that even like at E3 2019, I was like, oh, maybe I get like that was the part that when I saw the Gears stuff from E3 2019, watching it with Dave, I looked at it and I went, huh, maybe I think about funds to get an Xbox and a PlayStation this year. Like I thought about that. Like, okay, maybe I get both in next gen. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Valhalla coming out is huge on the 10th. And we're just going to wait and see. When does PlayStation announce their plans? Why are they waiting? Like, why are they waiting? What's their MO? What's going on behind closed doors? We don't know anything about that. But unless you've got something more to add that you haven't, Soapy, we're going to move on. But do you have anything that you feel like we haven't touched on with the Xbox, Valhalla, anything going on with this discussion?
No, I think it's just been that. I mean, like I said, I think it's Sony needs to start advertising it, because obviously, like, we've seen ads put out for it, but like, give us a date.
Yeah.
That's literally all anybody's asking for. No one's caring to see trailers. Because like Xbox really hasn't done trailers. They've just said like, this is when it's coming out. This is the specs. These are the games. Like, they don't need the trailers. Like, they're just selling it basically on Twitter. They're selling it by having like people who work for Xbox talk about the process of making it. Like, they are basically saying, these people are putting shit out for you. It's not like, hey, look at the cinematic trailer that these games are not going to look like that.
Yeah. No,
like, look at the cinematic trailer and then just be like, man, dude, I can't wait until I don't get to play a game that looks like that.
No, I mean, you've got a good point. It's just a wait and see. I can't wait until we get a date for the PlayStation. But moving on, Soapy, I told you yesterday after the show we were going to talk about this, and it is here. I know we made the joke, too, between me and you of like, oh, well, it's just another multiplayer. But we've got some information. We've got the reveal of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. And here's everything we've got. This is from IGN. Number 1, Cold War globetrotting. There is a wide range of locales from around the world, from the contested waters of the Black Seas, searing Angola deserts, urban Moscow, and the neon-soaked streets of Miami's South Beach. The second bullet point, all new modes. New modes such as 6-on-6 VIP escort operations, 12-on-12 combined arms battles, and the 40-player objective-based fire team. Going into that fire team, 10 teams in squads of 4 face off in large-scale maps that include land, sea, and air vehicles, all while completing various objectives. This sandbox-style multiplayer mode allows teams to complete missions as they see. The first fire team game type is called Dirty Bomb. The fire team spawn system lets players respawn in different ways, either by spawning onto a teammate not in combat, parachuting back into the map, or spawning directly into the passenger seat of a teammate's vehicles. The last point here is maps will range from the three-lane map design to open combat space to large-scale maps that combine infantry and vehicular combat. Before we go on into other things, because there are a lot more, just on that alone, just the kind of the map side of things, Soapy, the thing I was most excited for and want to try out is the fire team. Yes, it seems like a different version of Warzone, but the thing that kind of intrigues me here is, so it's kind of like Warzone, but instead of like, oh, I'm just spawning in, or I'm spawning in with my squad to basically kill the other teams, it's more of like, hey, you have these objectives that you got to do, and just because you're killing other teams, they're respawning. It's actually getting the objectives done that are going to make you win the game mode in the end.
Yeah, and I've obviously, not a huge fan of battle royales. I've made it kind of known. So, like, fire team, so obviously Dirty Bomb doesn't really interest me that much. I'm more or less kind of just like, I don't want to say like burned out on Call of Duty, but kind of like, if I got this, why exactly would I be getting it? Is kind of like the thought process I have. And, like, the multiplayer, obviously, I know it's Call of Duty's multiplayer. I wasn't expecting them to reinvent the wheel for what works. But I was kind of hoping for it to be, like, a little different.
Yeah.
Because every Call of Duty game at least has, like, a little bit of difference in it. This one was just kind of like, okay, like, this is the obviously tried and true method of Call of Duty's multiplayer. But, like, it just didn't stick out to me enough, because whenever they were also saying the, like, vehicle combat, I'm like, so we're getting Battlefield now?
I mean, it's more like we had vehicles in Warzone. They've got helicopters, they've had the RVs, to where it's just the maps are so big, doing it all on foot like is impossible. You've got to have some vehicles in there to where, like, if you're burned out from Battle Royale, you're not going to like this. Yet again, Call of Duty too, of like, how many times can you reinvent the same wheel? You know what I'm saying? And some people are going to get burnt out from it. Others are not. I'll be honest, I bought Modern Warfare and then didn't play a lot of it. Because I was just like, you know what, there are other games taking my time away. It didn't feel like it was that different. This one, though, I am going to jump into campaign, but like multiplayer, just because of, I think it's the most different. Like Modern Warfare wasn't so far different because we've had other Modern Warfare games before. And I guess you can say the same thing here, but like, have we ever had a Cold War game? No. No, we haven't. So like for me, that alone is going to get me into it and say, hey, I'm going to check this out, because it's not like the 50 other Call of Duties that have come before it.
Yeah. So I'm obviously it's caught my attention because obviously we've talked about it so goddamn much.
Yeah.
But like, it's kept my interest enough of where I'm like, oh, like, you know, I'm paying attention to it. I just don't exactly know how much I'm gonna like super care for it. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing that's cool about the multiplayer is that like Dave can play on PC, you can play on Xbox, I can play on PlayStation, and we can all play together. The other things though, like with the signature combat, like there have been things that we really, like I said, not reinventing the wheel. Create a class has been more simplified. You've got the gunsmith now offers 54 attachments per weapon across 8 attach points per weapon. Score streak system. Scores are no longer lost on death, and players can earn score multipliers for stringing together multiple kills in a single life. Objectives will also count towards your score, and each score streak goes on cooldown after use to prevent spamming. That's probably the biggest change that I saw when it came to the combat stuff. Of course, we're gonna have the zip lining. The time to kill has been tuned to ensure gun skill is a top skill to have in multiplayer. But the score streak one, because the thing that I think of is, I think back to the old days where it was a kill streak, not a score streak. And it was like you basically had to have a certain strategy of how you were going to play that game, because it's like, okay, how am I going to get my kill streaks? How am I going to get my score streaks? Do you think they're making the right move, Soapy, by saying that the score streak does not reset when you die?
I've always not liked whenever they've done that, because they've done it before.
Yeah.
And did I not like it? My whole thing is, like, okay, you better than not have, like, the Moab or the nuke in this game. Because then, at that point, unless you handle it like you did in, I'm trying to remember what game it was, that it was, like, you got to keep your score streaks. But it was, if I remember correctly, it was something along the lines of, like, oh, you had to get all these kills in one life or you couldn't do that. If you do it like that, okay, that is fine. If you don't, and you keep the score streaks, have fun having multiplayer literally be terrible.
Yeah. Well, and they do say, like I said, each score streak goes on cooldown after use, preventing spamming. So it sounds like what they're going to have is, hey, it's unlimited, but once I use that first one, because there's a strategy with score streaks of like, do you go for the big ones and muster up points, or do you just go for like, I'm going to go for the 3 small ones? Like back in the day, I would go for like 3, 5, and 7. Real small ones. And it's like, if you're getting 3, 3, 3, 3 every time, let's say you go all the way through all 3 of those and you're back to the first one. Well, if it's too quick, you're not going to be able to use that first one again because it's going to be on cooldown. So it kind of sounds like they're combating like what you said, where if they're spamming them, multiplayer is just going to be toxic. But I don't know. I've always been somebody of like, it takes away a certain aspect of the skill in playing multiplayer. And it like, whenever it's it doesn't matter if you die, I feel like it plays into the player that's like, I'm just going to run around like a chicken with its head cut off. But at the same time, isn't that Call of Duty multiplayer at the end of the day? The last stuff is next-gen features and new multiplayer systems. Black Ops Cold War features 4K visuals on next-gen consoles, next-gen 3D audio, threat priority system. A new threat priority audio system dynamically assigns priorities to various sounds during a firefight. Directional ballistics, a new method of integrate bullet crack, the sound boom created by a bullet traveling faster than the speed of sound. The system communicates to players when they are in danger, their distance from an attacker, and the angle of the incoming shot. They're going to have authentic acoustics, contour terrain tech, so new custom terrains lets developers create larger and more immersive play spaces. And then the other stuff, the haptic feedback on PS5, the hardware-based ray tracing. Soapy, any of this kind of be like, oh, that's cool, especially like the threat priority system and the directional ballistics that they list.
Didn't they already kind of have a way of knowing like how far away you're being shot from? But that was more or less of just like, but you just kind of had to listen to see how loud the gunshot was.
Yeah, this one kind of seems like they're giving you more, because I don't remember them ever giving you the direction of the bullet. Like what angle is it coming in from? Maybe that's because of like a Warzone thing and maps are bigger now. But I've never had it to where like I could hear like what fucking angle the bullet is coming in at. So like for me, they're giving you more information that'll be interesting. But yet again, I would have to get my hands on it to actually be like, oh, do I like this or not?
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely interested in it. Because my whole worry right now with it is, like, some of the features just sound like they're, like, more advanced than features they already kind of had.
We're going to take something and put a new name on it.
Well, because, like, for instance, like, with that whole angle thing, like, yeah, like, it'll show you what angle, but, for instance, like, you remember, I don't remember exactly what it was. But I remember it used to be in the games where, like, like an indicator would almost pop up, like, you got shot from the right. Yeah. Or, like, something like that would happen. Like, that's been in the games before. Like, I think it's just, this is taking it to, like, the next level.
That new Gen 5, Soapy. We're going Gen 5. It's all new. But anything from today was this what you expected of like, well, it didn't really move the needle for me? Did it move it to where like, okay, I'm more excited to check out Cold War? Or did it do the opposite? Did it basically say, you know what? If it wasn't for the campaign, I don't know if I'd be wanting to check this out.
It doesn't really move the needle.
Okay.
My whole thing is I'm just like super burnt out on Call of Duties. And it's because the whole thing was little kid me had to basically beg to get fucking Call of Duty. And now older me, when I have the money, I'm like, do I really want to fucking get this?
God, I loved Call of Duty. Like, my jam was MW 2. Like, MW 1 and MW 2, those are my jams. My two jams from back in the day. Like, I could play those games on loop back when I was a young tyke. What was that, 14, 15, right? Let me see. Modern Warfare, it was COD 4 was what it was.
I was going to say, that'd be young for you.
I was
15 for you.
I was 17. I thought it was 2004. They came out in 2007. So I was a junior. Yeah, I was a junior in high school when MW 1 came out. And then I was a senior in high school when MW 2 came out. And yeah, I remember playing those. Those were my two most played Call of Duty games.
Wait, I thought MW 2 came out in 2009 because there was Call of Duty
You're
World
right.
at War.
You're right. Then I was in college.
Yeah, I was going to say,
you're good.
I was going to say,
switch
come
off.
on.
It was World at War.
Get some time frame
I completely forgot about the game that started the epic game mode of zombies. You're right. So
I was gonna say,
MW2, I
put
was
some
a
respect.
freshman in college. Is that what
Yeah.
you want from me, Soapy? I was in college at
Yeah.
that time. Basically, when I had
Yeah.
more
I
free
just want you to
time.
put some respect on them.
I had more free time, and it was basically like, hey, I don't have to do that work. Like, this ain't high school. Yeah, I played a ton of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 back in the day. If only, like, because streaming was around back. Was streaming around back then?
I think it was like in its very like infantile stage. I
Yeah,
don't think it was in like the full blown of what it is now.
yeah. If streaming was what it was like now back then, whoo, my entire, like, everything would be just Ricky playing Modern Warfare 2. That's just what it would be. But let's move on. We got two shorter things to end the show. Soapy, this one's real short. This is kind of a right up your alley kind of a thing because it's Game Pass news. This is from Polygon.com. EA Play's library of games is now available on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers at no additional charge. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and Xbox Game Pass for PC subscribers get access to EA Play's 89 games immediately. Access will also be good for subscribers on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, when those launch in November. Soapy, this is something where I know we joked before of like, oh great, we get 89 games of EA that I didn't really want, but what does this really mean? You're the Xbox guy. How big of, because when I saw this, I was like, oh, this could be a win for Xbox. How good and how big of a win, if it is this for Xbox and Xbox Game Pass?
It can actually be a pretty big one. Like, as much as I will joke about how EA just makes a lot of shit games, this makes it a lot easier and like a lot more accessible to play games like Madden, to play games like FIFA, because now you are going, obviously, it's not going to be so like it's not going to be the exact same, but like you'll basically always have access to that discount that they put on those games for having EA Play. And that's something that I think is going to be really important. Also, then plus, you get access to like all the games that they have on there. Like, for instance, you'll get Jedi Fallen Order for cheaper. You'll get Star Wars Battlefront 2 for cheaper. Even though, some people don't like that game. I played it recently. It's not that bad. It's gonna...
Somebody's like, put some respect on it.
Well, I mean, it's not as bad as it was at launch, because I played it at launch and it was awful, and now it's not so bad.
Okay.
You also then get basically access to all the battlefields.
Yes.
Any future battlefield you have a discount on. Like, this is something that, like, it's making it to where it's like, man...
Two memberships for the price of one, my guy.
Yeah. And especially, I think it's just now on next gen, I think you have to buy Game Pass. And even that, Game Pass is still going to be like $15. So,
yes, but I think
$15 for...
I think it's... I'm going to have to pull up the article again. I think it's just Ultimate people that get it. Let's see.
Well, I think Ultimate's just the plan going forward anyways.
Oh, is it? Because, we talked about that on past shows, that they were going to revamp everything. According to this article, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is the $15 a month version. It includes Xbox Live Gold. And Xbox Game Pass for PC access would be about $5 a month or $30 a year if you're doing it on PC.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's solid. Obviously, a lot of people are going to have the whole, like, oh, every EA game's terrible, which don't get me wrong, a lot of EA games are. I'm not going to fucking defend EA on that front, but... it's like, this is a good acquisition for Xbox, and, maybe nowadays, more people may go back to Battlefield 1982, or 1942, so I can play that again.
Soapy, I remember, what was the one back in the day that Dave and I played on Steam that was kind of like that same, like, what was it called? Was it like Day After Tomorrow? It was on Steam. It was it's a really old game. It's basically like Counter-Strike, but, it was like Counter-Strike, but it was set in like World War II. I thought it was like Day After Tomorrow or something. Day of Defeat. That was it. Day of Defeat. I knew it started with that. Yeah. But you bring up like Battlefield. What year is it? Because I'm not a huge Battlefield guy.
Oh, which one?
The one
that
mentioned.
I was just talking about?
Yeah, Battlefield.
That game's old as fuck that I brought up. So
yes, I know, but I'm trying to get the year right.
It was Battlefield 1942.
1942. Yeah, you made me think of Day of Defeat, which Dave's like, it was dope. I was a god at that game. Yeah, 1942. But Soapy, to end the show, I'm sorry, we have to do it it's our journalistic integrity that has it to where if there is epic Apple news, we have to bring it to the people. So yet again, this should not be a long conversation. So Soapy's blood pressure shouldn't rise too much. But we do have some epic Apple happenings going on before we're 19 days now away from the court hearing on September 28th. But the first thing, Soapy, is Epic Games is from The Verge. Epic Games accounts won't be able to use Apple's sign-in system as soon as September 11th. Apple's sign-in with Apple login system will no longer work with Epic Games accounts as soon as September 11th. Epic said today the new restriction is another casualty of Apple and Epic's ongoing spat. If you currently use sign-in with Apple for your Epic account, Epic says you'll need to update your account with new login credentials before September 11th to retain access. Epic has put together a guide on how to make that update if you need to do so. Epic also says that it may be able to recover your account manually after the sign-in with Apple option goes away, but you'll have to contact the studio directly. Soapy, big deal, not a deal? Should Epic and their customers have expected this to be coming? Because that's how I kind of feel. Like, what did you expect Apple to do?
Basically, dude, it's fuck Epic every day now, dude, and it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting sweeter. Basically,
I see what you
if this is not the fucking just absolute sign of just do not fuck with Apple, I don't know what is. Because there's one, I said it since day one, there ain't no way in hell Epic thought they were gonna win this, and now this is just showing, dude. Like, Apple's just putting out some fucking Chad energy, like, you know, and the whole range of names for, like, the whole Chad meme. Like, dude, Epic's looking like Melvin right now, or Humphrey. You know, and Apple's out here just being mega Chad. Like, it's over. There ain't no way that Epic even stands a chance anymore. And especially because if anyone acts surprised, no shit. Don't fucking go against Apple's rules.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
The other thing, and this is the one that probably has more meat to it, Apple countersues, also, this is Polygon, Apple countersues Fortnite developer Epic Games for cold-blooded circumvention. Apple filed a countersuit against Fortnite developer Epic Games on Tuesday in its reply to Epic's complaint for injunctive relief. Apple's lawyers denied many of Epic Games' claims and called the company's conduct willful, brazen, and unlawful. Also, Soapy, I tried my hardest to not bring him up. But
this is the least I've ever seen you try in your fucking life. I know for a fact you're waiting.
I tried, but I was like, you know what? I've got to see if our boy Tim Sweeney has tweeted anything about this, because you know he did. And I've got some updates. The first one, this is from yesterday, he retweeted Mike Ybarra, and Mike Ybarra said this: "You have enemies? Good. It means you've stood for something good sometime in your life. Winston Churchill." Then he tweeted out, this was 7 hours ago today, he linked an eGadget article about the Apple seeks damages from Epic Games over Fortnite contact breach. He has 3 tweets. I'm going to read them, get Soapy's reaction, because really this has become Soapy versus Tim Sweeney, and I love to see it. It's entertaining content. But here's the 3 tweets, Soapy. Presumably, there's just posturing for the court, But if Apple truly believes the fight over the App Store's distribution and payment monopoly is a basic disagreement over money, then they've lost all sight of the tech industry's founding principles. And wait. Is there more than two? Oh. Furthermore, among those principles, the device you own is yours. You're free to use it as you wish. Configure it as you like. Install software you choose. Create your own apps. Share them with friends. Your device isn't loaded over by some powerful corporation. This is exactly what Apple's 1984 commercial was all about. Making computing personal. Overcoming the awful precedent of IBM's mainframes, where computer owners were reduced to essentially just leasing devices controlled by an all-powerful company. And that's exactly what 1980 Fortnite is about. A all-new, powerful corporation dictating the terms of users' access to their devices, forced their way in as an intermediary between creators and users, and using that position to exert control and extract money. And finally, creators have rights. The right to build apps, share them with users directly, and do business directly, without being herded through a single, centrally planned anti-competitive store. The rights of users and creators are the foundation of this dispute. Money is several layers removed. As the medium of exchange between users who choose to buy digital items and the creators who made them, Epic isn't even seeking monetary damages. We are fighting for change. And before you give your thought, Soapy, I have a thought from this. If Tim Sweeney and Apple really believe that this is about like what he said, that's about Apple not letting people like change their device, you're not fighting the getting money. You are fighting basically Apple as a corporation. It sounds like Tim Sweeney and Epic, this is more of a battle of your company is wrong. And I almost want to flip it to, does Epic not care if they win? Because are they planning to, like, in their mind, is Tim Sweeney planning to show, like, the world, like, hey, this is how Apple works. Apple is not a good company. And is this kind of like is this more of like a let's fight to change the Apple company rather than what we thought this all started for, which was the App Store?
I mean, at this point, I would not be surprised if Epic started changing the reason they fucking did it. Because I personally do not buy anything. If Tim Sweeney or fucking Epic are like, oh, well, we did this to expose Apple. What? They exposed Apple for following their business plan? Like, we may all view Apple as assholes for, like, what they're doing to Fortnite, and, and that's cool and all. Epic broke the rule. They broke the rules of terms of service. They broke all that shit. If, once again, like we've said multiple times on the show, if you don't like the way Apple runs things, don't buy their phones. Buy a Samsung. Yeah. Buy Galaxy phones. Buy Windows. Buy like, Google phone. Buy a fucking mobile, like a fucking flip phone.
Yeah, Boost Mobile. Dude, you can go Boost Mobile.
Buy a fucking Nokia phone.
Like, and here's what I get to also, where it's like I'm flipping through the Twitter replies on Tim Sweeney's Twitter to this. Here's a couple of them. Number one, is there a reason that Epic is deciding to not revert the direct payment update? As in, revert the update, but continue the lawsuit? This would result in the iOS player base getting the updates and would allow Epic to continue the legal battle. Just curious. Another one. Please just remove your direct payment so iOS players can play the new update and then potentially bring it back once you settle the lawsuits. Both of those, there was the same guy that commented that, like, you can't now that the account was terminated, that's not a choice anymore. But, like, you see other ones where it's like, Tim, all you have to do is remove the cheap V-Bucks. Everyone was fine with paying $10, bro. Just delete Epic payment features so that we can play iOS again. Entitleless kid cares more about Fortnite than the developers who make the game they play. So, like, there are arguments going back and forth between them. But, like, most of them, from what I see, are people that are on iOS that are like, dude, I can't play your game anymore. I can't play your game. So it's like, I understand where Tim Sweeney's coming from. I do. I see the fight. Is Apple a morally, like, a moral company? No. Do they do things the way they do to make money? Yes. But at the same time, is it Tim Sweeney? Like, okay, I'm not going to get into is it Tim Sweeney's job to do that, because it's not. But it's like, by fighting this fight and fighting for this cause that you feel like you have to fight for, is alienating and sacrificing your whole iOS user base on Fortnite, is that worth it? Is it worth to alienate them and sacrifice them for this cause? Is that worth it? Because if it is, great, then go ahead with it. But at the same time, it's like, you're just pissing off your iOS fan base, and really there's nothing they can't, like, they could buy a new phone, Soapy, but guess what? These Apple phones are so damn expensive, most people can't just drop the iPhone like that and pick up a new phone.
Yeah, and I'm fully with you. It's Tim Sweeney needs to realize, one, tell me one corporation in America that's morally right. Oh, wait. Because there's not one.
I was going to say PBS, but they're not a corporation. They're a public broadcasting service. Yeah.
This is the thing people need to realize. Like, I don't want to turn into the whole fucking fuck corporate America, Soapy.
Corporations damn it, if I have money. That's their goal, to make money.
Yeah. If I gotta fucking do it, fine. Tim Sweeney, I know you'll never hear this, and I don't give a fuck, alright? Understand. What's Epic's main goal?
Someone should now clip this and send it to Tim Sweeney.
I mean, hey, you know.
So
Tim
go
Sweeney,
ahead.
What's Epic's main goal? What's Tim Sweeney? Tim Sweeney, what's Epic's main goal? All right, yeah, get that green stuff. What's Epic's main? You know, Epic. What are they trying to do from making it that they get direct money from Fortnite? Make money. What's Apple doing by taking a cut of it? Make money. Don't pull the morally right bullshit with corporations, because it doesn't work. Because you are on the same side as Apple. Because when you run the Epic launcher, you take a cut of the money from games on there. I do not want to ever hear bullshit from corporations of we're the good guys. I mean, look at that. We're trying to help you. It doesn't matter. If you do the same thing you are bitching about with Apple, it does not matter. Because then you are the same exact thing. Why couldn't then I sue you for taking money if I put a game on the Epic launcher? That's Team Sweeney's logic, and that's what Epic is trying to do, and they don't realize this shit doesn't work. This argument is so goddamn bad because they don't realize if let's say somehow Epic pulls out a fucking miraculous win here, and Apple has to start, like, they can't draw money from this. You're gonna start seeing companies like EA sue Microsoft and Sony. You're gonna start seeing, like, other companies suing Steam for taking a cut. You're going to see companies sue Epic for taking a cut. Congratulations. You've then fucked up the entire gaming world, because then now no one's making money. Steam's going to have to shut down because they won't make money. Epic's going to lose a large chunk of their money because they're not making any more off their launcher. Epic or Sony and Microsoft are no longer making money off processes that are made on their system. People need to realize this shit is just standard. If they're taking half your fucking money, like if you're launching a $60 game and you only get 30, yes, don't put your fucking game on that platform. Simple as that. I don't know why this is such a goddamn hard thing for people to realize.
Well, it's like I said, I feel like now that we get to this point and, like, seeing the tweets from Tim Sweeney today, I feel like this is more of a, like, it's just more of a, Tim Sweeney and Epic wants Apple to change how they run things. And the only way they can get Apple to maybe change how they run things is through this lawsuit. That's it. It's not fighting for a little guy. It's not any of the noble things that Tim Sweeney says. It's basically, hey, I don't like how you run business. I'm going to sue you over it. That's what it is. Like, that's what it's turned into. And honestly, I can't wait for more of these updates because really it's just, it's stuff to talk about, and it adds to the pot. It adds to the pot every single time. I was going to say something and I completely forgot what I was even going to say. Like, I was listening to you talking and I had a point. And I completely lost it. But that's where we're going to end MVP Games Live for today. Good old Epic Apple to end the show. Thank you guys for checking us out today, whether it was on twitch.tv/MVP vids or on YouTube at MVP Entertainment. Remember, we do the show live every Monday through Friday. You can catch us on Twitch, or if you ever miss us live, it'll be on YouTube, MVP Entertainment. Make sure to check out the Discord. You can join in the link down below on YouTube or !Discord in the Twitch chat. It's a great way for the real MVP community to get together and talk about the things that they love. And also check out patreon.com/MVP vids. Thank you to our Patreon sponsors, Pat Hill and Philly Sean. Don't know if I mentioned it at the top, but boom, I got you here at the end. You can also get content early, interact with both Sports Live and Games Live through being a patron, so go ahead and check that out as well. That's going to do it for Soapy and I today. We will be back tomorrow with more gaming news. And as always, have a good day, everybody.
Bye.